Live streaming is on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another week of First Prototype Fridays. I'm Samar Mansoor, director of the First Prototype, and with me I have Linda, who is the product designer. We actually just realized that we started the First Prototype 5 years ago, and so it's our anniversary as of today. Woohoo! And and yeah, so it's been a pretty good journey. We were having a conversation about it. And today, specifically, we are going to talk about how you can really speed up your development process using templates. So if you think about it, generally, the concept of templates is pretty alien to us, because in software and design, it's very virtual. It's like software. It's not really hardware. And so if, for example, you needed to make a copy of a building, you would have to spend all that money, all that time, and in order to build that replica. So it's a lot of time that goes into it. However, when you look at software or design, you can essentially just copy and paste it, and you have the exact same replica. And it doesn't take the same amount of time, doesn't take the same amount of people in order to make that replica. And that can be used to a very, very big advantage. In fact, a lot of companies are able to profit tremendously by creating these massive solutions, but they have these templates that are massive, and then they just make a few changes, and voila, you have this amazing massive solution at a huge scale. And that obviously would have cost you a lot of money to build up, but because it's software, you're just able to make a copy of it and save a lot of time, efficiency, and money. And at the same time, because of this, there are communities out there that just focus on building these templates that you can copy from. So you're not really copying, you're buying these templates and you're duplicating them. And so today we will talk a little bit about the different types of templates out there, and specifically, what kind of software templates are there and what kind of design templates are there. Because in the software delivery lifecycle, there's, first of all, you build your design, you brainstorm, and then you go ahead and build your design, and then you go ahead and execute, you build out your software. So let's take a look. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So again, welcome. Every Friday we're at 4:30 p.m. You can just look for the invite on our LinkedIn account, and you'll be able to find the latest event live stream. So we do a short session that's fun, and then we answer any questions that you may have after that. So today we're speaking about speeding up design and development using templates. So first, I would like to go over some web templates. And so what I've seen personally is that whenever there's someone who comes up to me, he's like, hey, I have this really good idea and I want to build it out. I don't know what to do. It seems like it would take a lot of time. For example, an Uber app. And what he or she generally does, they find a company in overseas, and that company will often quote like 500 hours. They'll say, yeah, it's only $20 an hour or $50 an hour, but it will take you 500 hours to do. And so 500 times 50 is like how much is that? $25,000. So they're like, yeah, $25,000. That doesn't seem that bad, you know. Especially because like for 500 hours, you know, that just makes a lot of sense to do with them. So they take loans, they take investments, and they save up money. They do all these like things just to save that money. However, you can look for companies like GrileKit, for example, or SyncFusion. So I'm just going to go to GrileKit and I'll show you what they do is that they build your backend and your web and your mobile, and they only charge $500 for it, and sometimes $1,500 depending on some stuff. And and I mean, it looks really beautiful. You know, you can make it look really, really nice, and it's native. You know, the mobile is native, the web is also uses .NET. You know, so there's a lot of companies like this, and then you can drag and drop and say what you want, and then they put all the code together in order for you to build it. And a lot of people have used it. A lot of people recommend it. I've used it quite a bit. And I mean, if you're looking to build a massive solution, this is a great place to start because, you know, you'd really save all that time that it would take you to build all of this infrastructure. And, you know, you have support that gives you iOS, Android, web, and backend that you just need to publish. And these are pretty well-renowned people in the industry that also recommend it. So, for example, now let's say you want to build this really cool um, idea. What I would recommend, especially if you don't have knowledge in software, is speak to whoever you're talking to and recommend that person, hey, I know about this solution. How can we leverage this solution in order to reduce the price that I'll have to pay in order to build out the solution? You know, so that's a really good conversation to have with whoever that you're talking to. And like I said, there's so many different solutions out there, and there's also different libraries, you call them. So if you, for example, want to implement you know, those fancy page flip animation in your app, so generally it's pretty difficult to do, you know, this like the page flip, the flip curl, the page curling on iOS and Android. Like it's easier to do on iOS, but being able to do that on Android is a little more difficult. However, if you just buy a library, you can you know, really simplify this process and make it cheap to actually implement. So yeah, that is mostly mobile and like, you know, mobile solutions and cloud solutions. You know, that you can buy these templates, and then we'll talk a little bit later as well on other stuff that you can do, because I know GrileKit is paid, but there are ways of getting free templates as well. Linda, did you want to talk about the WordPress stuff, or did you want me to give you access, or?
Yeah, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh,
Yes, I see it.
okay. So let's start with the WordPress theme. So like WordPress is a very powerful tool that you can use to build your website. The only and it's open source. They don't charge you any money from like using the WordPress, but like sometimes you may need to use like those like a paid theme for it. but like in order to use the WordPress, you just need to hook up with a server, and it's a free open source tool for you to use on your web development. And yeah, so that's that's my knowledge about the WordPress thing.
Uh,
So
did you want to go over ThemeForest, or is that in a different slide?
uh, no, I think you delete the slide.
Oh no, I must have done it by mistake. My bad.
That's okay. We can have that next time.
Okay, sure. I can speak about it later
Um,
in the slide. Yeah, towards the end.
yeah. So, on top of all the template that you can get from WordPress and ThemeForest, you can also have some other free open resources that you can use and apply them to your website to make it more custom and to more style that you want, and separate from the original theme. So I have listed five websites that you can go to in order to create something that you are looking for. So the first one is the free vector drawing. So if you click on the website on draw.io.co, so it opens up a website. So it's an open source illustration that you can use it in basically anywhere. So, for example, so right now I have a color scheme of purple, so I don't want this color scheme and I don't think it's fitting with my template. So maybe I want to change it to orange. Then voila. Um, all the pictures are shown in orangey theme. So if I want to search for an image about, for example, UX and UI. So so they give me all the images that like relevant to UX and UI. So in order to use them, I just need to click on the image and you can download it right away. So you can download SVG file, which allows you to manipulate the images, or you can just download PNG for blog and post and stuff like that. So it's very simple and it's very resourceful website. So the next one is images. So you definitely need to replace the images from your template. So here's the website Upsplash. So you can go there and it's also open sourced. You don't need to pay for it. You just need to search the image and download, and it's free. So in this website, so there are like images. So and there are many topics that you can choose from. In this case, today I'm going to show you guys how to um, download image from Upsplash, just like I did with the previous website. So right now I'm going to type a word and search for it. For example, let's just use UX and UI, for example. And right, yeah, the research result showed me the UX and UI photos that I can use for free for my website, for my social media, and all the all other platforms. So if I want to download this picture, I just need to click here, download free, and I can just download and use it anywhere I want. So it's really simple website that I always go to. So the next is it's a free mockup website. So every time you're done with your designing and stuff like that, you want to show people like how it look actually. So you just go to this website And
Oh,
there are
that's super cool. I never knew about goodmockups.com.
so yeah, so there are like many mockup that you can use for your brandings and digital
Wow.
digital mockups. So for example, if I want to have I for example, if I build a website, then I might click on the iMac mockup or like MacBook mockup
Hmm.
to search for images that I want to replace and show on my website. So yeah, so these are really simple to use, and you just open it and you can just download the free widescreen and MacBook mockup. But I'm not gonna download it. The file is too big for me for now. So the next one is the font. So font is really important in all the designs. So if you want to search for a font that you want, so maybe that font is a website that you want to go to because it's very simple to use and there are many search results. So and you, as you can see, there are many themes around certain font. So in this case, maybe I want a handwritten font. So I can click on the handwritten and I want to use this font in the word apple, so I can type in the word apple and they can show me how the the word apple is written in the font. And I can also like click on the more option and they can give me they can sort things out. So for example, if I want a font that's 100% free, then maybe I want to click on this button, so and then hit on submit, and all the results they showed me is free font that I can use for my project. So in order to
Very
use
cool.
the font, so maybe you just need to download it, and it's download, and then open the font.
Yeah,
Just
this is better than Google Fonts.
yeah, click on the install font, and it's installed in my system, so I can use this font in every software in my computer.
Nice.
So it's really cool. So the last the last the last website I want to show, it's a free patterning website. So in this website you can sorry I think it's a wrong website, so I can just click on the um, link right here. So in this website, you can just basically make your own pattern. So you can click and pick which pattern you like and just manipulate it. So for example, I don't like this pink. So I change the pink
Wow,
and change stuff like change. You can do whatever you want, and yeah. So
that is super
maybe
cool.
yeah. So and everything is free. So in after you have done making these images, you just click on export, or you don't like it, you just click on redraw. So click on export and and it's downloaded right away and you can use it. So all these websites are very simple to use in my opinion, and that's it for my presentation.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Here, let me go over. Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you for going over that. That was super informative. I might actually write an article about the fonts. And so I was going to write an article about fonts, and so I might add thefont.com to it as well, because I've had a lot of clients having issues with fonts specifically. So before I go into licensing, I want to talk about this website called ThemeForest. It's really, really nice website. If you're looking for for themes for design or development, um, this is probably one of the best websites out there. So before you build the website, generally you will create a design before you go to the development firm. And there's different ways of designing your app. And the most popular one these days is Figma because it's free. The other ones, usually they were paid. So if you want a food app, if your idea is similar to a food app, you can just buy this for $10. So you don't need to hire a designer. You can just take that design and make changes to it, and they'll give you the files. And this is kind of what it looks like. They haven't shared too much because then people will just like copy and take it away. But once you have this design, you can just give it to your developer and tell them, hey, build this, and then they'll be able to build it. So that really, the difference between a good app and a great app is a great design. So yeah, like great place to get designs. But like I said, not just designs, you can also get really good templates. So for example, if you're looking for code, let's look for example, let's say Objective-C, or let's say Kotlin. So if you're looking for, let's see, where is, yeah, this is still design. I think when you go to code over here, you can search for code. Yeah, so you can essentially buy an ebook, that has all the code inside. You can get a water reminder app. You just purchase it for $19, and then you can publish it onto the App Store. Obviously, you want to make a few changes and personalize it and things like that. But essentially, they give you everything that you need. And then there's so many different ways of building apps. So you can, for example, if you want to use Flutter to build apps, there's 585 different themes that you can just take, make changes, and publish. And they look pretty good too. And then one of the most popular uses of ThemeForest is their WordPress themes that you can purchase from here instead of buying it from WordPress.com, because it's kind of cheaper here. And then also their HTML themes. And let's go into HTML themes. So essentially, these are websites that you can download, and you can make a few changes and publish. So let's say you want to build an app for a barber shop next to you. And the barber's like, okay, yeah, I want to build a website, but what is it going to look like? So you can go here and just look for barber themes, and for $19, $25, and there's so many people who have bought this and given 5 stars. You can buy this theme, and they have different kinds of layouts, so you can even choose what kind of layout you want. You buy the theme, you share this link with them. You're like, hey, before buying the theme, share the link with them and tell them, hey, I can make it look like this. Well, is this something that you would want? This looks very, very impressive. And then you're like, I can build it for $500. And they're like, you build it for just 500? That's amazing. If you build it from scratch, it would take you forever to build this, but because it's already built, and all you're doing is you're changing the text, you're changing the pictures with his images, you're changing the logo with his logo, so it makes it viable for you and for the barbershop. So yeah, that's ThemeForest. So now, licensing. So apart from all that we showed you, there's different places. Like there's a website called github.com, for example. Okay, and on GitHub you can search for, let's say, church app. Just say github.com and search church app. Oh wait, not in GitHub. GitHub church app. And you will notice, so it says church app, church app, church app. There are so many church apps that you can find over here, and they even give you steps on how to get started. Download this, then do this, and then you can get started. They give you all the instructions that you need in order to take all the code for the church app and build it yourself. And then they're built in different technologies. Like this one is built in React Native. This one is built in Java, you know? So there's a huge, huge like community out there that just give their code out for free, you know? Like this one seems to be 4 years ago, so you can look for newer apps out there. And one thing that's important to note is these church apps, though, like these apps or anything that you find online, you always have to go through the license. So anything that you search online cannot be used just like that. Just because you can download it doesn't mean that you're allowed to use it. And so there's this website called choosealicense.com. Okay, so if you don't know anything about licensing and all that stuff, this is a really good website in order to understand and learn about it. So if, for example, there's a repository or like one of these pages, and it has the code just like that, you're still not allowed to use it. So it's still under copyright, even though it's out there. So you specifically have to look for, let's see. Let's try, what's my password? So you specifically want to look for the license on that repository. So let's see if any of my repositories have a license. Let's try this one and this one. I don't think I've added a license, which means that you can't really use it. But if there was a license, you'd have, you might still be able to use it. And that usage depends upon what kind of license there is. So if the license is GNU GPL v3, that means that you're not allowed to take that code and basically put your own label on it, make changes, and sell it. You have to give it out for free. If there's an MIT license, though, yes, you can take that code and then make changes to it and then actually publish it and make money off of it, So you're, and so there's so many different kinds of licenses, and like there's so many different applications that use these licenses. And so this is a really good place to understand. And yeah, like there's a lot of resources out there. I highly recommend using the resources out there rather than building stuff out from scratch, because that's just a waste of time. But yeah, that's about it. We will move on to the discussion right after this, but thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great day. Let me stop recording.